Hi all. So I wasn't going to do a third reading today, but the cards and the after shuffle seem to be something I should share. So I've got another Celtic cross laid out here, and the crux of the entire thing is that there is a surfacing awareness and recognition of the true vibrational quality of universal unconditional love in our lives, and we are really tapping into the depths of what is love. What does it mean to love and to be loved? And through this process, I believe the main activating factor is our innocent, spontaneous inner child's connectivity with the magic, with the light, and with the vibration of acceptance and tolerance and union with the light, and not the discrimination of judgment. So I'll just show you briefly what cards we have. We're starting out with the King of Water here, clarified with contact and innocence. And this is where I'm getting that spontaneity of the inner child. So innocence, contact. So the inner child is speaking up, and our emotional response to that with the King of Water is emotional mastery. We are breaking through some type of level here on the emotional front where we're having this motivational awareness of, well, the golden rule, for instance. Well, how would you feel if somebody did that to you? And then it's obvious, like, oh, well, I would not feel good if somebody did this bad thing to me. And so crossing the questioner here with this revelation of the inner child's spontaneous response to seeing another individual being treated poorly is to align with the individual who's being hurt, because it triggers our compassion. I mean, for the majority of us. Crossing, we have the Ace of Fire. So the aces in this deck I read as activating cards. So this activating principle of fire, passion, and the inner righteousness, which can come across absolutely as passion in a number of ways, like the power of love, the power of love for children or protection of children, or the powerful motivating force of protective anger that we can sometimes say, well, we would not let a small child wander around in front of our house in the middle of winter without shoes on. We would probably look out and say, why is a child out there without shoes in the snow? It's this critical spark here of the human dimension that connects us with our awareness. It's also these things, because of the readings we've had, could always come through as other people trying to trigger us, such as clickbait happening in that type of a way. But here we're talking about the spontaneous instigation of the inner child. So whether that's happening in somewhat of a call to action, an inspirational moment, because it's coming through with divinity and with the ace. And so the divine is sparking us to become aware of the impact of some type of idea or behavior or structure or system that we're witnessing here somewhat passively, to spark us to take action or to challenge our own inner beliefs here. So where we're aspiring to, the first card is the Three of Fire, which it initially came out in reverse, but this is very much a Fool card. And so this is in the hopes and also anxieties position of kind of, I always imagine it as the thought bubble that's created above a cartoon where you're kind of made privy to their to their inner dialogue. And so with the Fool card in the reverse, even though I don't normally read reversals, it shows itself for a reason. It's almost like we've been really wanting a change. We've been really wanting to move or take action, to engage in an undertaking. But for whatever reason, there's been an idea of being held back. And the clarifying card here suggests that we're being held here, almost held within these larger hands of some type of a large entity, organization, a body, a cultural ideal, or an organization's rule book, or something like that, or the programming of our upbringing, thinking that we didn't have the ability to challenge the status quo or something. But I sense that with that up there, it's like we've been searching for the motivating factor or the opportunity to allow this spark to catch. It's like when you're trying to start a fire in the wilderness, trying to click the rocks and click the rocks to create the spark from the flint that goes into the tinder and then the kindling to really start that fire. It's like, it's kind of just like in this depiction, setting up a web. And that's both the way that the brain is connected, as well as the way we learn. It's through setting up a couple of foundational lines and then building upon those, creating crossbars. And so sometimes there can be the spinning of a web of deceit or lies or misinformation that then we're looking to move beyond. And some of that disinformation here for you might be some type of idea, wherever it was generated from, of self-doubt or feeling that you're not up to the challenge. But at the foundational level here, we have this beautiful ability to tap into the heart space to manifest a better world. Here we've got this very enlightened individual coming through with this radiant expression. It's like the light codes. I see this often with the light codes that come down in a priestess fashion, like a waterfall, being in the cosmic flow, having an emotional epiphany that helps us to generate through the power of the emotional flow. And I believe that when that spontaneous hit comes to our inner child, that sparks us into recognizing that we are worthy, that we have a voice, that we have a choice, and that we can inspire others, then it's like the emotions are what creates. The emotional manifestation is coming through our need and our triggering to protect and be compassionate to the inner child and to the inner child of others. In the recent past, we have this union with the Empress here. So whether we're masculine or feminine, this appears to be a mothering influence, the ability to self-nurture, to move into our own energy, into our own space, and to commune with the divine in some type of a way. So it really looks like you've been generating a very good self-care regimen and so on here that's helping you to get fully into your body, fully into your value system, which enables you to listen to the needs of the inner child, which some people don't have that capacity. So coming in the near future here, we have this where I believe this is the depiction of this foundational issue where this inspired emotional resonance comes through with the gifts of being presented with this portal. See how this is you standing at the gates until the gates yield and the portal opens to the priestess here at the foundation, you being the priestess, being activated at that heart-based level of the inner child to then be able to walk through this portal. And that portal is where you start the next leg of the journey here. And so, yes, you're being gifted with this capacity to witness the portal and to move through this new segment. And then along the side here, we have you planting this seed. We had some similar cards in the last reading, so this may be another continuation message. But we have this satyr, whatever you call that image of this pan-like individual, putting the acorns in the ground so that he can create a tree that will sustain the squirrel in the future. So it's great to give the squirrel the food, but to plant a tree creates food, unlimited food sources perhaps for years and generations of squirrels to come, exponentially so. And so it's like the power, don't underestimate your power to plant a seed. Maybe you're feeling that your voice is tiny and that maybe you're not the one that has the capacity to create monumental shifts, but then at the same token, you understand that you're in this priest capacity in this initiation. This whole thing is about an initiation into, yes, you can. Yes, you are chosen on purpose to wield this power, to plant these seeds for the future generations to come. So don't underestimate or take in stride your capacity and the gifts that have been bestowed upon you to create this change. So you're coming across with this very, very wise astral influence of this deeper priestess energy. I believe that this is the higher self aspect that's coming online here through this portal. It's like almost with this, the portal that we're talking about here, it's like here you are starting to like peer through the curtain, pulling back the curtain and putting the head through the curtain is what I'm seeing here. And so it's like you're starting to really see and to transform and to be able to walk into the palace of the divine almost here. And with this owl, it's like you are a wise old soul. And this is clarified. Look at the wings on this owl, and then the clarification coming through with, I always see this as an individual. You can see their head, their shoulders, and then their body as though they're laying out with their head closer in the foreground and their feet going backwards. And then this enormous expanse of this almost cocoon-like wingspan, because we had all of these butterflies here. It's like all the other butterflies, the other individuals who are going through the portal. It's like maybe you're seeing butterflies or moths as like an evidence or one of the synchronicities of the divine coming through here, spontaneously giving you some type of insight or message here. An activation here, because we see the body in the middle of this cocoon-like transformation here. And then that's where the awareness piercing through starts to really kind of fluff out the wings and move through the portal in a greater, more empowered way, because you've planted a few seeds. Maybe there's some type of evidence coming through where your seeds are, that some type of confirmation for what you've been in the midst of or what you intend to do is coming through, or the call to action. So here we have in your inner thoughts and emotions this full activation as a caretaker. And here we have the yellow and the orange colors here, talking about your niche amongst your tribe to help and create this dual reciprocal empowerment, this interconnectivity and belonging within the tribe that helps and awakens and enlivens. And look at all the powerful colors here, this fiery color where the higher self or the divine is coming in with this sword laid out and initiating this individual. And down here at the base, we see this fire dragon again. So this is where you're in the midst of this, like, I'm not worthy, but the divine's like, you are, and this is your sword, and we've presented it here. We're gifting you with this divine sword, which is your insight, your intuition, your channel of the divine, your ability to vibrationally perceive of the right course of action, the right speech, and to then put it into vibrational context with voice, with writing, with advocacy, with pictures, whatever your gift is, however you move, whatever you do in astral, your energy work in general is being confirmed that this is part of your sacred work here. And so uncover the eyes, perhaps all three of them, to awaken to your capacity to wield this sacred power, to awaken others to their own inner union with their worthiness, with their divinity, with their ability to create change and to take care of the tribe. And so the last three, the potential outcome, we have these three very earthly cards. The first one out, this I believe, to me it comes through almost like a forest nymph, like a spirit guide, because she looks a little different to me. Just the posture, it's like as if she's part of the actual leaves and trees and the wispy saplings out back, type of a thing. She's part and parcel of the environment, and it's like the plants, the gems, the rocks, the sky, the sounds, everything around you is speaking to you, and you're able to see things in a different way. And here we have the Ace of Earth, and look at the seed there in the center, and how the seed that you have planted here is being like the fire-breathing dragon is placing the correct heat and light and water and correct nutrients in the soil to create life here. The seeds that you plant are being fostered. There's this divine intervention here with the powers that be coming in and supporting your ability to do this. And so here at the end, we also have this maiden card talking yet again about the innocence, the spontaneous inner child, the maiden, the spontaneous way that you're able to move in your life is helping you to witness greater levels and greater capacity for love, for caretaking of your tribe, of your people, but also of the environment. Many of you will be old souls, energy workers, and earth stewards. You'll be caretakers for your family, friends, and the collective in general. Clarifying this ability to, it's like turning lead into gold, or spinning straw into gold thread, like with Rumpelstiltskin, I'm hearing for some reason. It's this surfacing ability to bring this vibrational quality of love to the surface, and to be a force of this love out in the perhaps public arena where it's being witnessed. That is the seed of that you're planting. It's a seed of love. Whenever we plant the seed, instead of harvesting everything and leaving none for later, it's like when we take into context the 10 generations, the 7 generations is what it's called, the 7 generations prior and the 7 generations to come. Every day we are spontaneously planting the seeds that will move in that way. We're interconnected and entangled with our past and our present and our future. And this is the fairy magic that's happening with that forest nymph and the earth dragon, the fire dragon, to alchemize our magical, our born in natural capacity for magic and for understanding. It's like the whole thing about kids aren't born racist or judgmental. They are nurtured that way. And so if we change the environment, if we change the context, if we change the voice and the message, then the context of the programming shifts exponentially. We may be just one voice for now, but every seed that we plant becomes a tree with the assistance of the divine for the vibrational climate that we are creating, co-creating with spirit here, that becomes the trees that foster the seventh generation to come. And so we're surfacing our ability to do this. Like maybe some of us quite literally are doing community gardens or something like that. But there's this activation which continues from the earlier readings about our ability to heal mind, body, spirit, and to overcome and pierce the illusion of duality, to harness both shadow and light aspects of self, both masculine and feminine, and everywhere in between, and to redefine what love truly means in this time and this space. So I think that that's gorgeous. There's a lot of spontaneous magic afoot. And there's something about listen and then listen again and then listen again. There's a message. If you feel it, listen to it and pay attention to those little statements that want to speak to you. So we have perception. We perceive something that other people are overlooking at this time because we've been able to witness it in a spontaneous, different way, and our perception is awakening someone else. Romantic love. There's a thread here happening in regards to the Love is Love movement and diversity in general. Changing our views about love and how we are loving with our friends, neighbors, and tribal members. And do we trust their judgment, or do we impose upon them our beliefs? And here we have alchemy, shifting our own inner beliefs, our own inner awareness. There's a huge change happening right here. And then we have prosperity. Under the deck, we have passion, earth, and conception and transition coming next. There's absolutely a revolution coming in, a mental, emotional revolution, and the dynamics are changing. New fertility, allowance, discernment, consciousness. Yeah, this is the consciousness revolution, and seeding and being a fertile soil for allowing others to choose for themselves, discerning, allowance of discernment of people to choose their own way, and to allow our consciousness to expand beyond what we believe. Because yeah, there's a spectrum. It's not just one thing that is able to do it. We each have something that we're able to add into the collective mix here, and that is the fairy magic at play. But we need to know that we are seeding the collective in a very powerful way to shift the vibrational resonance and the powerful vibrational undercurrent with the frequency of divinely inspired love in union with the divine, instead of the faulty practices of things. Like it comes under the mask or the guise of a godlike practice, but it is being practiced by some people in a way that is unloving and judgmental and demonizing. And so there's a huge shift here. I think that I'm going to leave it at that in that moment, and I will share with you what was on the bottom. I already tucked this away, but in the pre-shuffle we got Dragonfly, which talks about magic. I embrace my transformation, this change of alchemy and change of divine partner, perhaps, and the perception of the types of individuals that you are surrounding yourself with, even if that's some people that you're working with, friends or companions, being able to stand against some type of oppressive mindset or something. Embrace this transformation, courageously letting go of the past. The magic of nature is within you. You are brilliant and you are blessed. The I am statements here, I think, to feel worthy, continue to recite that for yourself. Listen to it and listen to it again. Let go of the past with courage and fearless capacity to embrace all that you are, all that you're shifting into. The magic of your true inner nature is within, perhaps dormant, waiting to be fertile and awakened. The seed is within you. I am brilliant. I am blessed. Yes, you are gifted. You are brilliant and gifted with your ability to recognize the inner Christed quality within you and within those around you. And in this way, you're helping to reach them when others perhaps cannot. Polar Bear Mystic. In the previous readings, we had Mystique from X-Men. Polar Bear Mystic, know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity, but I'm hearing diversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. So I feel like we've heard shaman twice now too. Black Bear Guardian, gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. We already have power here. Help me to protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. Yes, you are intuitively inspired, psychic, mystic, old soul, shaman here. You are protective. You are a guardian for those that don't perhaps have the true voice to speak up about this change. But it looks like you have the confidence and the power, and you're invoking this power for your ability to caretake, to be a guardian and protector, a caretaker through this activation here, and the ability to utilize your fire to create this revolutionary alchemical change within the to create this consciousness revolution and cultural shift. So that's beautiful for you. So it looks like you're engaging and inspired to be this dynamic force of change in your world, and be fearless as you are in contact with the divine mission that you're here to help and shift and push through. So take very good care of yourself. And until next time, and if you haven't already, check out the earlier daily Dharmas 1 and 2. It looks like this is a really powerful message for several of us that are looking to move into a role of greater advocacy and calls to action. So again, take care, and until next time, folks.